literally every single person comes out with this now. Cuomo just did it too. The science is clear. That's what they always say. They start off
fear tactic.
Every single time they come out. The science is clear. You just quoted a scientific fact, and we need to address that about scientists and why. Wasn't it you that I was talking about that with? That scientists, you'll have 4 different sides. No, it was Jared. We were talking about scientists and like, you know, they say the scientific community says, you know, there's a whole lot of other scientific community that are saying the opposite.
Exactly.
You know, if we're going to be real about that, because science can't be fact all the time, because it's the whole nature of science is it changes.
Yeah, it's exploration.
Yeah, totally. So do they have the authority to shut down playgrounds? Of course not, because they're publicly funded. Now, have you ever been to a gym, Brian, or anyone that's watching? Think about this. When you're asked to wipe down machines, everybody that I've been to gym. Yeah, I know. I've been to gyms, especially recently, okay? I know where this is going. Right? When's the last time, son? No, seriously. Every time I see it, they're always wiping down the machines. Like, people follow rules.
Yeah.
If we say, hey, just wipe down the machines, sanitize as best you can, blah, 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 people will do it, dude. Because people actually can take care of themselves. Novel thought. Yeah. They can take care of themselves. What makes government better than man?
Yeah, absolutely.
I find it funny that commissioners, governors, you know, legislators, president, Senate, all these guys got paid when they're telling us to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Because somehow they're more essential than we are. Yeah. We're the ones who elected you, man. We're essential, not you.
Yeah.
Man in and of himself can take care of... Did you know you can take care of yourself? Did you know it's a mandate for a man to take care of his house? And a wife, too? Mm-hmm. Did you know that? That God gave me a family to be a steward of, and I'm supposed to be the priest in my house? That's my job, not a government, right? And that as a community, we can take care of one another. We have 2 elderly neighbors. We're taking care of them. We're helping them just fine. I didn't see any government official trying to make sure they're okay. We've been doing that. Yep. Not to toot our own horn. There's other neighbors doing it. But our neighbors in our community got together to do that because they're elderly, because we're trying to take care of them, right? They know, we talk all the time, make sure they're all right. I don't need a government to tell me that. I don't need a government to tell me to sanitize. As a matter of fact, people actually will stay away from playgrounds if they feel unsafe.
Yeah. And
think about it. Do you think how many people drive in a snowstorm knowing it's unsafe? Yeah, it feels unsafe. I'll tell you what. I'll take a shot. You know, like no, they're going to stay home.
And there will always be examples of people who don't follow safe practices. And honestly, in my point of view, it's their risk. I was talking about this with a buddy, and he had brought up, and I think I mentioned this last week, but people who what if they catch it? It's like, that's their risk that they're taking. But when you go to the store, when you go to Walmart, you notice everybody now they're trying to stay 6 feet away from each other, and a lot of people are wearing masks, and they're careful, and they're wiping stuff down. They're doing it themselves, and that's kind of been so. Sweden is finally being heralded by the WHO as a model for how other countries could follow it. And you know, the big idea of Sweden is personal responsibility.
Totally, dude.
They trust their citizenry. They said, okay, these are some things that we really recommend you guys do. We're not going to lock anything down. We're not going to shut everything down. Let's just build up herd immunity. And guess what? They're building up herd immunity.
Yes.
But they're also approaching it from a personal responsibility point of view.
South Dakota did that.
South Dakota did that. And they're fine. They're fine. Now, some place like New York, I'm not arguing for lockdowns, but New York was a special situation. So I can understand, okay, maybe we need to do something a little bit different. We need to do something more special.
But strip the rights of people?
My question about this is, why until recently did you do anything about the subway system?
Oh, dude.
You've got a Petri dish that's been running for, 2 months now through this whole thing? Why didn't you shut it down?
Right, but we shut down churches because churches are more unsanitary than a subway.
Yes, and we will permanently shut them down.
Yeah, not a subway system, because that makes money.
But we'll go after Jewish people who are having a funeral.
Come on, dude.
We'll have the mayor come down personally to try and shut down the Jewish funeral of a rabbi and disperse everybody and go after them. That's more important than shutting down the subway system or doing something alternatively with the subway system.
Exactly.
The subway system was such a mess that homeless people had moved in and congregated, and they were treating it as their own shelter.
You notice how they kept calling these places of faith? Places of faith. Mm-hmm. What is faith? It's the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Ooh.
You're telling on yourself that this is important.
Yeah.
That faith is important. People go because they can't get something here in the normal world, in the natural world. They need something spiritual. They need something above them. They're crying out to God to get something from him. Lord, I need you. If I have fear, Lord, I need joy. I need peace right now. Lord, I have a sickness. God, I got to get healed right now. You calling it places of faith, you're telling on yourself what they really are. They are places of faith. Now encourage them to be men of faith and open their doors.
Yeah.
Don't tell them to close them.